And because this person has those affiliations, they consider themselves safe. But what happens when they are put in a position whereby these walls that they hide behind can no longer be used to hide behind? The first thing they do is go to the thing that they can relate to the most. This is obvious. This is how societies function. So when societies are critiqued, it boggles my mind for individuals to come up and boast about what they have done, or for individuals to come up and say, no, we are not like that, we have done ABC, and this is all propaganda. Few do not make a whole. It's the same concept. You take a glass of water and you drop just one drop of blood in it, and it becomes red. But it's still water. It was water to begin with. See, these are the illusions of society. And the illusions of society are: number one, fear. There are legitimate fears. When you are considered a legitimate threat, you will be followed around. People will listen in on your conversations when you speak, when you call, and so forth. There is a device. When I was driving from Ochuarongo, this dude was standing across the road with it. You hold it up and you point it in the direction that you want to get sound, right? And you get sound. The equipment is expensive, but there are people that feel that this is necessary because they want to keep the peace. Nobody wants to disturb the peace. People keep saying, oh, well, what is this talk about jail, and what is this talk about ABC? Well, let's be clear. When shacks are being dismantled, when shacks are being dismantled, who 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 suffers? Who takes note? It's replaced by another headline, and it is forgotten. But these people are still alive somewhere. Their shacks have been demolished. So where do they live exactly? Do we have homes for homeless people? I think when people are critiquing something, they should look at what they are critiquing. You cannot tell someone, no, you cannot take the law into your own hands. No one ever takes the law into their own hands. Because as far as I know, land that is considered undervalued is the one where most people squat. And then when it becomes valuable, the bulldozers come, chase away the people without compensation, without relocation. And the things that are not looked at is, how are the family dynamics influenced? You have children that go to school. So they are moving from shack to shack to shack to shack to shack. And we're supposed to be blind to all of this. When us as Namibians speak of land, we speak of security. We speak of a government that is willing to secure every mature citizen's rights. Towns, you have towns. What surrounds the towns? Industrial areas. Why aren't these towns surrounded by homes instead? Why don't industrial areas relocate far away from towns? They manufacture by the bulk. They have trucks for transport. So what exactly is excuse me for my hiccups, what exactly is the rationale behind it? It is all a lack of empathy. Because it is easy for me to talk sitting on this couch. It's easy for anybody else to talk. But it's a completely different situation for someone that's been living in those conditions for 10 years. And it is completely wrong to say we cannot speak up for these people. Because what I've noticed is I have championed Namibia to all external countries. I have championed this country. But internally, I am not blind. I don't believe in handouts. You can give someone a $50 and it's gone. But assets that don't deplete. Now, there is a deadline set up by some folks, and some folks were chased by police from the land that they occupied because they had more right. And we have a new administration coming in. So basically what's happening now is waiting. We're waiting for the new administration, seeing how it will act, seeing how it will treat activists, seeing how it will treat the outspoken people. So it is patience. We will celebrate March. And June, we will take note of June. Note per note per note. And if we see that these particular methods aren't going anywhere, then we will spread the message to the people about methods that can go somewhere. To say that something harms the peace and stability of the country is to not only undermine the people, it is to discredit them of their endurance. We cannot discredit our people of their endurance. And these tribal lines are going to be dismantled, just like they were created. Just like they were created, they will disappear over time. Separating people based on language, no. And one more thing, a lot of brothers and sisters have spoken to me directly and indirectly, afraid of what might happen to them for speaking out. And this has to do with military politics as well as police politics. The katongo tongo that is in military politics. I don't want to touch on that issue, the issue of military politics, military bias, the issue of a military that is so paranoid it can hardly trust anybody. I don't want to touch on that now. For now, it's none of my business. But mark my words, I'm watching. And when I say I speak of we. And we is a lot of people, trust me. This thing of personal grudges getting in the way of other people's careers, I am watching that. So I'll keep quiet for now. I'll see how it all goes and how it all unfolds. And I swear to God, I will dedicate my life. I am 25 years old. I will dedicate my life to fighting the injustices of the people who by law should be neutral. I will. Because enough is enough. You cannot have someone doing everything for people on top while they take the credit. Enough is enough. I've had enough. This comes from John Thipando Kavamba Jr. Consider me a nobody.